Good, it worked. For a minute, it was just spinning, and I said, "Oh no, not tonight, not tonight." Hi, guys. Tuesday evening. I got so much to talk about tonight, but we won't be here all night. How are you? How did your day go? I had a good day. I had a different day. Um, how I focused on my work was a little different than I thought because of some of my responsibilities. I had to like dress like a grown up and go do a talk today. Uh, but tonight, when we think about focus and talk about focus, I want to look at a couple of things. I don't know if you saw the quote at the beginning of this video. Uh, it was something I just came across today on Instagram and it struck me. And so I thought, well, I'll share that. And then later today, William, who's part of our group here, sent me a link to an article about uh, some research. So, first, I'll talk about the article. There were researchers, creativity researchers, who wanted to study what is it that led up to a creative's hot streak. And when we talk about creative, we don't just mean visual artist or performing artist or like they could have been in science or education, but their hot streak. And I'll talk about how they defined hot streak. They're very interested in what led up to it. And they said a creative will probably only have one hot streak in their life. What leads up to this hot streak? And generally, it's somewhere between 2 to 5 years of this work. And how they determined if it was a hot streak was the period where their work made the most money, got the most buzz. Hot streak. And so these researchers decided to enlist AI, artificial intelligence, to do some research to determine what was going on, how they determined the hot streak by when a creative made the most money by with their whatever they produced with their creative process. And after much research with AI, doing, determining, studying, looking, selecting what the hot streak was for any number of creatives, they determined the thing that led to the hot streak, the one hot streak that they would get in their life, was focus. And then in the article, if you read it, and I put a link to the article in today's, in this evening's post, was, wow, they said. And it was so simple. And I thought, you know what? I don't know how many millions of dollars that research costs. Y'all could have given me 10% of that. Okay. And I didn't need AI for that. But there's another thing that came up from these thoughts, and that was the fact that they determined a hot streak by the extrinsic valuation of how much money was made during that period when they were considered hot. Not by the quality of their work, not by the internal or intrinsic value of the work, not by what difference that work made in the world, but by a very capitalistic valuation, an extrinsic capitalistic valuation. These artists made, or these creators made a lot of money, therefore, this work was valuable or was their best work. And that is the thing I have a problem with, because by those valuations, Van Gogh, he he never had a hot streak. His work really wasn't of any great intrinsic value. Um, the work of many creatives, well known or not, just wasn't, because they didn't have that hot streak. And I assume that the gentleman who at Art Basel last year taped a banana to a wall, he probably, had a hot streak after that. He might be in his hot streak. He might be taping cucumbers and, I don't know, green beans to walls as we speak. Um, but I don't know that that makes it valuable. I don't know if that's what I had a problem with that. Um, and I just found it interesting as a juxtaposition to the quote that I put at the beginning of the video. And I really want you to be able to see that. So I actually did a separate post. So when you finish our check-in, you can go and look at the post that I put up about 7 o'clock this evening, where you can look at that. But I'll read it to you in case you didn't. It said, "Artists are not like athletes. We cannot win gold. We cannot beat other creatives. We cannot come first. Sport is objective. Our craft is subjective. Creating to be the best is a waste of energy. Instead, create to connect to the people who need you because they're out there. Create in your way because there is no right way. Take the pressure off and focus on your unique brand of magic." And that is where I live with my creative work. And that's where I hope you live with your creative work. Focus on your unique brand of magic. I have entered art competitions. I even won an award in one of them. But an interesting thing happened in the Southeast. There's something called art fields. Oh, great, great fun. Artists from all over the South compete. And one reason, I'm glad you like that, Alexis. Yes, and you can like probably download it in the post that you'll find that I made just before this one on our Patreon page. Now, Art Fields is great. I mean, wow, this whole little town, Lake City, turns into a gallery. All of the shops and all of the places have artists who are putting up their art and they're competing for the grand prize. And the first place prize is $50,000. I mean, which can be life changing for an artist. And then the next prize is $25,000. And then there are People's Choice prizes, $1,200, all the way down in regional prizes. And so I competed, of course, I entered. I didn't think I could win anything initially. I just thought, "Ooh, will they accept me?" And they did. And I felt really good about it. And a lot of people saw my work, people from all over the country who came. So I entered for 4 or 5 years. I got in each year. But then I began to notice something happening with me. I began to think about what piece could I do that would win. I began to think about maybe creating a piece. Well, the larger pieces seem to work better than smaller pieces. More abstract pieces seem to work better. And it almost felt like studying for a grade. Don't, now, mind you, I would love to get $50,000. Please don't think. And I have a friend who won one year, and that year a friend won the 50, and the same year a friend won the 25. And she just turned to me and said, "I never win anything." And they called her name, and I was like, "Woo!" And it was wonderful. But I don't actually create art to compete, even though capitalism being what it is, and we need shelter, and we need food, and we need transportation, and all of that. But there's a great deal of pressure with that. And I really want to focus on my own brand of magic. And I want you to focus on your own brand of magic. And if there are people for that it's for, and then, that those connections will be made. Um, so that I was thinking about that today and I wanted to share. And the other thing happened today, which is very serendipitous. Yesterday we talked, or was it this morning? This morning, about how sometimes, even though our main focus is here, we might look around and see other things and engage with them. But because we have a focus on one thing, the things we engage with might inform that thing. We might find connections. And so today I was looking for a thumb drive, a USB drive, to put the PowerPoint on that I was using for my talk today. And I looked in the bottom of an old bag and found a USB drive that I had not used since 2009. I was like, does this thing still work? 1 gigabyte drive. And on this drive, I found some photos of some art I had made that year that I had no memory of. I mean, when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did that." I did it for a group show I was in. I sold all the pieces. I never gave them another thought. I don't know who bought them, but they were very free form and very different than the kind of realism I've been doing as of late. I've been doing this kind of realism since 2013, but, there was a lot of fun. I used to just paint paper. I would just paint paper with any kind of way, whatever I thought about, greens, blues, reds, spatter, stamp, and then I would cut it, just kind of free form cut it, and then use it sort of these paper and paint collages. Um, in the post that I put up right before this one, and you can look at it when we're done, I shared those pictures that I found today with you. They aren't high quality. They're something I probably took with the little 2009. Did I take it with my phone? I don't even know if my phone was that smart. I don't know, but I had those pictures. And I thought about how, though, and I looked at it, I thought, oh, you saw them, Alexis. Yeah, I looked at them and I thought, huh, it could be fun to incorporate that kind of free form cuttings into the illustrations I'm doing for this book. Oh, that could be fun. And it was exciting. It gave me the spark of, wouldn't it be cool if I incorporated that and didn't feel like I needed to be so literal. So that was just this really fun connection, and we were talking about connections. So I'm hoping that you guys are finding connections to bring to your focus. And if y'all have a hot streak, this focus will lead you there. But I'd like to think that those creatives who were determined by AI to have a hot streak, that they were continuing to do good work. Oh, I'm glad you're finding connections through your cooking, Alexis. I don't know if you guys watched Netflix High on the Hog. Everybody should watch that. That was so, so great. I mean, I've just felt a lot of connections. And also, episode 2 was all down here in South Carolina. And a lot of those people were my friends, folk I've known for years. And I was like, hey, I know y'all. Hey, that's my stomping ground. Oh, you just finished it? They're going to do another season. So, all kind of connections can be made from things like cooking to storytelling to make some connections. We have a focus. We don't have to stare at the focus like this. We can, as this quote said, take the pressure off. Focus on your unique brand of magic, thinking of it as alchemy. Someone today said, oh, creativity is just like alchemy. And I loved that. I love that. It is. It is. So I had a great day. I didn't get a chance to put pen or paper or paint to page because I had some things to do. And Mama was very out and about today, my mama. Uh, but I got to think about things and have ideas. I did journal. Someone asked me today if making long posts in our group counts as journaling. I will say, whatever leads you there. I mean, eventually push you to the page, but whatever leads you there, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, guys, it's been great talking to you. I am really excited about incorporating paper into this work, about the connections I'm making, um, and thinking about the alchemy. Who was it who said that to me today? I can't remember. It's probably in our comments. The alchemy of the creative process. All right, y'all. Have a good evening. See you bright and early right here. Oh, today I decided to turn my camera in my studio just so you can see a different part of my studio. You can see how my plants, you can't, well, all right, just cause you know how plant mamas are. You can see lots of my plants. There's a lot of them here. I got a little forest in here, which is probably why I got ants. I've made it really hospitable for them. At any rate, prepare. Thank you. I'm glad you like my plants. I love them. Prepare for tomorrow. I'll see you at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Day 16. You guys have a good night.